It's Ash from Super Videos back for another trailer breakdown for an upcoming episode of The Walking Dead. This is for Season 10, Episode 14, which is called Look at the Flowers. That's an interesting title. That connects to Carol, obviously. So that's going to be very interesting. If you missed my reaction to the last episode, episode 13, which was Michonne's final episode, click the link that's going to drop on the top right to go check that out. It was a pretty interesting episode. It was sort of comparable to Rick's final episode in terms of scope, how big the episode was. But if you want to watch my reaction, make sure to go check that out. This breakdown doesn't really spoil anything for you. There's no real connection there. They're totally separate. But with that said, let's jump right into this. So first we start off with this shot of Carol putting Alpha's head on the pikes. This is a pretty awesome shot, and it obviously connects to the Whisper Pikes lineup, so that's pretty interesting. So we see right here, Carol has the head on a pike. Now this is not the exact same pike that we had back in season 9. This is just a different border, I think, but Negan is there as well. He's kneeling in front of the border, which is pretty cool. Then we have this pretty awesome shot of Beta approaching the pike with Alpha's head on it. And we have a couple whispers with him. Now in the back, we actually see the exact same shed that Negan killed Alpha in front of. So I'm sure that Alpha's body is going to be somewhere there. And before Beta finds the head, he's probably going to find Alpha's decapitated body and her headless body. And then he's going to look around and then find the border with the head on it. So that's a pretty awesome shot right here. In the background, we have Negan saying, "It's done." So he's obviously talking to Carol, telling her that I did it. I did what you were asking for. I killed Alpha. And then right here, we have this shot of Beta still looking at Alpha's head on the pike. It's a pretty cool shot. And then we have this shot of Negan saying, "I held up my end, now hold up yours." He's obviously still talking to Carol, so he killed Alpha as instructed by Carol. So now Carol has to hold up her end of the bargain, which it doesn't appear like she's doing. So that's kind of interesting. Now what that is, I'm not sure. Maybe Negan wanted Carol to vouch for him or something so that he could come back to the communities and not be executed on the spot. And then right here we have this awesome shot of Carol with Alpha's decapitated head on the pike. It's a pretty awesome shot, but Carol walks away, which is very, very interesting. And then she says in the voiceover, "I'm not going back." So that's interesting. Not sure what she's talking about. Is she not going back to the communities? Is she just gonna leave? That's interesting. But on the title cards, we have only 3 episodes left this season, episode 14, 15, and 16, which is pretty awesome. We're almost at the end of the season, which is cool, but it sucks at the same time because we have no more Walking Dead for a little bit. Not sure how long that's gonna last, but we're not gonna get any more new Walking Dead stuff until further notice. So that's gonna suck a little bit. But 3 more episodes this season, so that's going to be pretty awesome. Negan is right there as well, looking at Alpha's head on the pike, and Carol is walking away. And then we have Negan going back to the same cabin where he had Lydia held up. And obviously Lydia ran away or found her way out in the other episode, in episode 12. But then when Negan opens the door, he sees that Lydia is no longer there, and he's confronted by Daryl, which is interesting. So I'm sure Daryl came along and saved Lydia, and now he wants answers. Why the hell did Negan do this? And I'm sure that it's going to be pretty tough for Negan to plead his case. And I think this is where Carol is going to come in, and she's going to help Negan or calm Daryl down so that he doesn't kill Negan right on the spot. Now there's an opportunity that we're going to see something slightly different where Negan actually tells Daryl, "I killed Alpha, I have her head on a pike, I can show you." And then he'll take Daryl to the border. That could also happen. But Carol has to come in somehow because, like I said, I don't think Negan is going to be able to plead his case that easily. But then we have this shot of Eugene. He says, "I've been in radio communicator with someone else out of orbit." He's referring to his radio conversation with Stephanie, obviously. And then we have this shot of King Ezekiel and Jerry. They hug. I think at this point, we're beginning to see the storyline with King Ezekiel's cancer and how it's going to lead into the next story arc. And I think this is going to be the start of that. But in the voiceover, Eugene continues, some of you might claim that I'm foolish. He's like, after everything we've just lost, I'm willing to be the fool. So he's just saying, after everything we've lost, I'm willing to be the fool here, but there is going to be a big reward if I'm not wrong about this. He's just trying to plead his case about taking the risk to go meet with Stephanie and to go and basically see what community they have and what they're all about. We have this shot of Beta holding Alpha's head, which is really, really creepy. He's being really, really creepy and he's embracing Alpha, so that's kind of weird. But then we have this shot of Eugene, Yumiko, and Ezekiel, and I think this is when they're on their way to the place that Stephanie told Eugene she'll be at. So I think Eugene told them about this big community. Because Ezekiel has cancer, Eugene and the others thought that maybe they'll have some equipment because they have this large community, and maybe they'll be able to treat Ezekiel's cancer, and maybe that's the reason why Ezekiel tags along with Eugene. Why is Yumiko there? I think she's just there to look for Connie. I think that's the key reason why she goes with them in the first place. But then we have this pretty awesome shot of the three characters that we looked at riding into the city. I think this is the skyline of Pittsburgh, but I could be wrong about that. But I think this is taken directly from the comics where they go into the city of Pittsburgh and they have to cross it in order to get to the location that Stephanie told Eugene she'll be at. And then during this time, we'll most likely meet a comic character named Princess. So that's going to be very, very interesting. And I'm sure that that's going to be around this episode, maybe at the end of this episode. And then we have this pretty awesome shot of Beta. I don't know where this is. It seems like it's like a small town or something, but there's walkers all over and it seems like Beta summons all the walkers. So I'm sure that he's gonna try to retaliate because they just killed Alpha. I'm sure that he's gonna find out pretty soon that it was Negan that did it and that Negan is working with the survivors. So that's going to be pretty interesting. So now Beta is in charge of the Whisperers. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what type of a leader Beta is going to be and how he's going to be different than Alpha. And that's the end of the trailer. This is a pretty awesome trailer. Looking forward to the next episode to see what they're going to do with the remainder of the Whisperer story arc. I don't think the Whisperer story arc is going to end in this episode. I think it's going to be dragged to the next episode after, which is episode 15. And I think that by episode 16, we're going to be pretty much done with the Whisperer story arc. There might be some Whisperers lingering around, but I think for the most part, the Whisperers arc as we know it will be done. And then we'll move into the new storyline, which is connected to Eugene and the radio talking to Stephanie and all of that, which is taken directly from the comics. But with all of that said, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.